Hi, I'm Robin and welcome to Well Conceived Business. We help online business owners within health and wellness to create a business and life that is not only well paid, but well lived. Here you'll find honest and refreshing conversations about what it takes to create a business around your life, what healthy hustle looks like, as well as insights and tips on growing your audience, your signature program, your profit, and your peace. Ready? Let's go. Well, hi and Happy New Year. Welcome to 2024. And I hope you are feeling really positive, really optimistic, and really secure in your planning for the year. This was 100% not a planned episode for the podcast, but we've brought it out and I'm recording it today because already at the start of the year, we're running campaigns. We've been running them over Christmas, and certain things are working really well. And just in having conversations with people, lots of people who are saying that things were working well. Maybe they had online courses, maybe they had other programs that they felt were working really, really well that last year just didn't hit the mark. And there's a lot of rhetoric in the market about online business is tough, but I hand on heart, haven't seen it. I have been surrounded by and seen people on my social media, people everywhere having their best years. And I've been in marketing for nearly 25 years now. And what I can say is that the most millionaires are made during recessions, but also that the market pivots and evolves constantly. So today I'm talking all about 2024 trends and predictions. I wouldn't even call them predictions because they're already here. And this is about what's working now and how your marketing efforts need to pivot in order to have your best year yet. Marketing pivots all the time. I've marketed through financial crises with all sorts of different environments. 25 years is a very long time. We've had investment properties fail. We've had all sorts of things happen with our careers during that time. So I've seen so many different economic times. And the name of the game is pivoting, is leaning into what is working. That doesn't mean throwing the baby out with the bathwater, but it does mean leaning into and looking at the trends, looking at what's working, looking at what's not, and then looking at how you can continually thrive during those periods. So if that sounds like something that you might be interested in, so maybe your revenue dropped off the edge of a cliff last year, or you just found launches and courses and one-to-one or whatever it was tough in the year, maybe you just want to stay on top of your game. Maybe you want ideas or inspiration about how to navigate 2024 and what to lean into, then this episode is specifically for you. I've got 6 things that will make or break business in 2024. And this is the first one, specificity. We've had 2 big lead magnet campaigns. One of them is going at the moment. If you want to jump in and see it, you can go to launcheasylife.com/grow or just either comment on one of my Instagram posts or send me the DM grow and we'll send you all the details. But what it is a case study on 1,500 leads in 3 weeks. And this was part of our launch campaign for the Reset program, which has now become part of our launch campaign for Launch Easy Life, which will be opening its doors in March. And what I have found, both of them are doing really well. And the reason they're doing really well, I believe, is because of specificity. People in today's market want details. And if we lean into the economy, so I do not believe that business has to be tough or that the economy is tough and you just have to suck it up in business. I believe you can have your most successful year this year by tuning into what works. But what has happened in the market, so obviously people are far more discerning with their spend. They need more trust. They need longer lead times. They need more urgency and impetus to make a decision because sometimes they can just sit in not making a decision, which I don't know, sometimes people really want to invest in something, but I don't know if you've ever heard, I can't remember the principle, that it takes more momentum or energy
to make a decision than to stay stuck. So if you apply this across your life, whether that's changing diet, waking up earlier in the morning, investing in programs that you know will help you grow, but it's always safer, more comfortable, takes less energy to stay stuck. And then, you might know that you need a life coaching program, or you might know that you're just never going to reach your health and wellness goals on your own. You might know that you need a business program, community support, high touch support, but feels really uncomfortable to make that decision. People need sometimes a little bit more encouragement in this market to make that decision and trust that it's going to be a good decision for them. Because the other thing that's happened is lots of people have invested in things that have been just crap, or invested in things expecting a quick fix. There's a lot of people who have started online business expecting to be at six figures within 3 or 4 months, or even within a year. And it's not always realistic. It's not impossible, and people do it, but then people expect that that's the norm, and it's not. So all of these things have happened. They've swirled up that have created a different way of doing business. So what people now want is specificity. They want details of exactly what. So to give you an example, this is an example, how to lose weight in 2024, 30 grams of protein. No, get specific. How to lose weight in 2024, here's 3 recipes that are over 30 grams of protein, right? They want to know, they don't want to know like launch an evergreen funnel. They want to know this, how your client got $10,000 revenue. They did that by taking these 4 steps. How my client lost weight, how my client got pregnant, how my client stopped having recurrent miscarriages. These are the exact things that we did, right? So they want specificity. So one of the things we had, for example, with our opt-in was my book, my memoir of my journey. And one of the reasons we leaned into specificity, people who are trying to conceive, they want to know how many eggs were retrieved, what were the dates, what was the timeline? That's what people want to know. So we leaned into that. We pulled out something that we already had, which was my memoir, and put that as a lead magnet. Went gangbusters, right? So same thing. People want to know the specific details. So we've leaned into that again with our current campaign. So again, just DM me at Robin Burke and Grow, and I'll send you through all the details. But they want to know exactly what we did to get 1,500 subscribers in 3 weeks. How did we then churn that into its own little tornado of growth, that the results we got spurred more results, and things amplified all through the funnel those results. And that was just in the space of 3 weeks. So to give you a bit of an idea, that's how we grew that campaign, because it was specific. These are the exact results, the exact scenario, and the exact way that we did it. And then what people want is, I see a lot of people wanting mini and really specific transformations. So looking into your marketing, looking into your plans, your products, your offers, your Instagram posts, how can you offer really mini specific transformations? So let's say you're a life coach. How can we look at, for example, boundaries with friends and family, navigating the workspace with friends and family, how to navigate breakfast while you're trying to conceive? Just getting really granular on small and achievable quick wins and mini transformations that people can have, not necessarily as your signature program or offering, but as ways that you can nurture and build trust and even build audience in your marketing and sales. The next thing that we've seen all through 2023 and that we've been experimenting with different things with is longer lead times. But then also, again, coming back to what I spoke about before, is you need urgency. Without urgency, it's all just going to fall down. So people need longer time to warm up, to get to know you, to trust you, to be nurtured. But then they also need a lot more urgency in what they're doing. So we experimented last year with several campaigns that had longer cart opens. We are now experimenting in 2024 with going back to short cart opens, but longer lead times. So our webinars are going to be a longer lead time. Our list building campaigns are going to be longer. So, and we're coming back to, as you all know, I'm a firm believer in a few core main offers. We have two: the mastermind and Launch Easy Life, the course on how you can grow your own signature program. Leaning into that, building awareness, really getting niche and granular and specific about these are the things that we talk about. And so what we'll be doing is we're lengthening out that lead process and then going back to shorter 5 to 7 day launches, which means we need to be more organized. It was really quite leisurely and lovely having 2, 3, and even sometimes 4-week cart opens, because you can really lean into trends, and especially with the changes that have happened in things like Facebook ads, which what I've been reflecting on today is I see lots of marketing campaigns and people who talk about, I did this all organically. I did this all without paid advertising. And there's a part of me that's like, that's not a badge of honor. I don't want to build my audience all organically. That sounds like a lot of hard work. I would rather be like, oh, this works. Let's amplify that and boost that without me having to do more work. So I am a firm believer in allowing Facebook ads to do some of the work for me. And I've also seen behind the scenes with one-to-one clients, mastermind clients, just how much of a massive freaking game changer. It's like, boom, turning on your business on steroids. So if you've only been marketing organically, highly encourage you to start looking at how you can take your current success and amplify it with something like Facebook ads. And that's one of the core things that we work through in the mastermind is how do we start getting all of your funnels to, number one, create more leads through multiple different avenues. Number two, how do we get your offers to give you more revenue so that you can increase your revenue, your profit without, necessarily meaning that you have to put in way more work. So the Well Conceived Mastermind, our next enrollment is in March. That's what we are looking at. So longer lead times through our lead generation and nurturing campaigns, but then we're circling back in 2024 to urgency in doors open. Number 3, and this has always been the case, but it's so much more so in 2023, consistency. Consistency in showing up on social media, consistency in things like podcasts, consistency in email newsletters, being a consistent presence, not just showing up when you're launching programs or products, being consistent on Instagram stories, wherever you are, being a consistent presence and people knowing that they can rely on you and having some security and safety in, oh, this person does this. There's a podcast released every Wednesday, or they show up, I can always rely on them to be available in their stories. Doing less, but better. People don't want you to be everywhere. Go to a few places where they are and just focus on nurturing those and being really consistent there, because people are no longer responding to people who are in and out and in and out and then have long breaks. And I can tell you, I've been really guilty of this when we talk about highs, lows, and lessons from the year. One of my lows is that we weren't consistent. And part of that was because I was running 2 niches. I'm now running 1 niche, which just feels amazing. And so how can you do less, but do what you're doing better? Number 4, and again, this is where we've really leaned into this within the Well Conceived Mastermind, and the Well Conceived Mastermind has kind of niched even further into sophisticated funnels. I see so much opportunity for funnels in 2024, and specifically, I've been talking about this in the mastermind the entire last 6 months or even before, what I call feeder funnels and flexibility. People want to try before they buy. They want to know that you are worth your salt, and you cannot just launch, or it's very, very rare. You can't launch a $27, $47, $67 product on the market and expect to have a profitable business, because those kind of products generally break even, or you need a really big audience in order to make sales from that. But what they do is, particularly if you have things that are higher ticket. So if you're offering a coaching program for $1,500 or $3,000 or even more, there are going to be a lot of people who want to sort of have a mini transformation with you first. So this whole try before you buy, which doesn't mean it has to be free, again, but it does mean that people have to be able to say, this is what she's about. Yes, she does deliver huge value. Yes, this is helpful. Yes, this is what I want. And then having that flexibility in your offers, in your payment plans, to be able to meet people where they're at. And flexibility is very nuanced, right? We don't need to bend to our every client's whim, and we do not need to bend to their pricing, but also knowing that people are going to be at different tiers at the moment. So that doesn't mean having like the same product across 3 different price points. That means having a well-established ascension ladder that allows you to funnel people through the beginner level to the advanced level in terms of price and tiers in your thing. Again, people have been burnt and the economy has changed, and people are really discerning with their revenue or income in their households. They really want specificity, and to know that what you are teaching and walking them through is worth it, right? But also, they want huge value, and they don't have time always, or the brain capacity for big, huge transformations, or at least they're not always ready for that at the get-go. So this is where we call it feeder funnels, and we work through, a lot of our masterminders develop feeder funnels as a way to funnel people through to either their one-to-one coaching offers and packages or their signature online courses. So that's something to consider as you move through 2024, is what did that look like for you? And I mean, even stepping back into how are you feeding people into your email list? And if that hasn't been a priority of yours, you need to start. You need to be continually growing your audience and nurturing your audience. And if you weren't doing that in 2022, 2021, and then 2023, you're like, oh, my sales haven't done that well. How have you been feeding people through your funnel? It's not just enough to, have mediocre pre-launch and then expect that people will buy. Maybe that worked and people were buying purely off momentum before. We can't rely on just momentum now. The next thing, number 5, is automations. Automations have been the literal game changer for me since 2019, but even more so now. Again, if you are not leveraging ManyChat and Instagram automations, you are missing out on growth, you're missing out on engagement, you're missing out on email subscribers, and I highly encourage you to get behind that. We have a toolkit with our exact ManyChat scripts and setup. You can go to launcheasylife.com/toolkit, or you can DM me the word at Robin Birkin toolkit, and I'll send you through all the details. It's an incredible bundle that includes an ebook with our exact ManyChat setup. It'll go through how to set up your account, how to set up your campaigns, and how to start that, Instagram automation. And then we'll give you the exact scripts that we use as well. And that's been integral in our success, particularly on Instagram and growing our email list. But we are leveraging automations more than ever now in our business, and continually looking at, okay, how can we automate this process? How can we make this a little bit easier on us? What can we do here to even make the process easier for our clients too? But in that email toolkit, so again, just DM me the word toolkit, you also receive our Easy Yes waitlist sequence, which you can use to either just send directly to a discovery call, or if you are an online course launchee, you can send that to a waitlist so that then when it comes time to launch, you can go through that launch process. It has a lead magnet template on Canva. It has social stories, Instagram stories flows to increase your email subscribers, and so much more in that bundle. And it's really accessible as well. It's a freaking steal. I just looked at it today, and even just the ManyChat scripts is worth the money on its own, let alone even just the lead magnet templates or just the Instagram story flows that we've put together for you. So DM me the word toolkit if you would like a copy of that. Looking at automations, and if you have not leveraged that, and particularly if you are someone in business who's had a little bit of success before, you've got established programs and coaching, if you're not leveraging that yet, it's so easy, so quick, so effective that you are honestly missing out. And the next thing, number 6, is human marketing. In a world of everyone talking about AI, and we've certainly leveraged AI. We have a whole ebook on it within Launch Easy Life on how you can use ChatGPT to supercharge your online course, your socials, plan out your marketing, put together your sales page. We have all of that. But if it takes some knack to put it together, and I firmly believe that nothing beats human personality, storytelling, the nuanced way that you communicate and build that human connection with people. We are engaging with human beings and building relationships with human beings, not just leads, not just followers. It's actual human beings, and more so than ever. People want connection. People want real, raw authenticity. They want to know what's happening. And I can spot ChatGPT scripts, I can captions, ads, I can spot them from a mile away. And there's nothing wrong with using that as a starting point. But honestly, you need to master the art of human marketing in order to really stand out and be successful in a sea of everyone using AI to just create everything. Because I can spot it, and it's going to end up like, what's going to happen is everyone's going to end up sounding like lemmings. But then there'll be a few people who are just so good at storytelling and building beautiful connections with their community that they're really going to stand out and be the people who's experienced massive growth in 2024. So those are the 6 things. Let me just recap for you. Number 1, specificity. Be really specific. Look at specific case studies, specific action lists, specific things that people can take away and implement in their lives. Number 2, longer lead times, but also looking at incorporating massive urgency in what you do. Consistency, doing less but better. Sophisticated funnels, including feeder funnels and flexibility. Automations, and human marketing. So those are my predictions for 2024. Let me know what you think, and thank you so much for tuning in today. I'll catch you next week. Bye.
We are done with the meat and potatoes of this episode, but I am not letting you go just yet, my friend. Before you jump off, I have 3 quick things that I would love to share with you. Number 1 is thank you so much for listening today. If you'd like to hear more about growing your visibility through Instagram, podcasting, or Pinterest, creating or launching or growing your signature program, automations, or many more online business nuggets of gold, pause now, hit that subscribe button because we are here for you weekly. Number 2 is if you would like to learn more about working with us and joining our signature program, the Well-Conceived Mastermind, which is unlike any mastermind you've seen before, check out our show notes below and you will find all the links to join the waitlist or sign up and join the mastermind now. And number 3, lastly, if you do nothing else, make sure you come and find us on Instagram for daily behind the scenes and hugely savable and value-packed content. You will find us at Launch Easy Life. Well, that's it from me today. Now go out there and create your well-paid business and your well-lived life.